G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. So, we're looking at the main overview of the great monster we've built. Now, a couple of things that happened between last episode and this episode. First off, I had a bit of time and I'll just get a map view down here. So, I re-looked at how we were building things. And after last episode, I took a moment and I went, okay, what do we have? What do we need to do? And I'm like, hang on. Blue science should really go next. And then if lube's right here, engines should go about here somewhere. Then the silos, then the satellite, then high tech, so on and so forth. And again, this came down to compression. So, blue science is a belt of each in. And that means it has to go on the bus after red circuits, after engine units, and after miners. Now, I've already said right from square one because it's the best example we use. Miners are going to end up right the way down at the start of the bus, right beside smelting, because it's just so many lines of iron straight into a single item. Alright, so that's right at the start of the bus. Red circuits, again, somewhere near the start of the bus. After green circuits, after green circuits, you get red circuits. So they'll be down near the start of the bus as well. And engine units, I just need somewhere to slot them in. Thanks, autosave. I'm busy here. So if I put blue science here, I can then put engines in here without too much hassle. And they should line up fairly closely to lube. If I put blue science here and then engines below it, then we're running just as far backward as we were forward. So we're going to do it that way. It also means I can share some of these beacons. Because blue science is actually built, luckily, upside down. So all those top row of beacons should be able to share with purple science. Although I just looked at it and I think they're not going to work. No. Because these have a one tile gap in them. And purple science doesn't. I could redo purple science to have a one tile gap all the way through. Alright, that looks like what we're doing. I need, and we're gonna jump on our magic train and we're gonna do a few loops. Well, the train's on auto more often than it is on manual. And the main reason for that is so it's slow, so it doesn't load up with too much shit from the main base and drag it down here. If I was in a segregated network for robots, I'd literally just change these chests that we're coming up to be storage. So everything definitely ended up in these chests and definitely got shipped here. Beacons, modules, more modules. We can probably cut that out because we've got a heat down there already. But definitely belt. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put that there and I'm going to say you make like... Actually, no, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to go storage belt. Because I don't want extra belt being made, you know. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day, but I don't really want a heap of extra belt being made. And the other thing that we need is we need stack inserters. Because it turns out there's none being shipped down. 840. Okay, slide that back to 50 because that's now emptied everything we had in storage. And away we go again. Blue belt in the make everything. You put in a passive, and there's a fair bit in that passive already. Okay. Those stack inserters are going to take a while to get here. Alright, so rather than wait around, we'll just bugger off in our train and let this go dump some stuff. So, it means my grand blueprint book, wherever the hell it's gone. I've already blueprinted blue science, but I haven't done the engine build. So let's go blueprint our engines as is, without large power poles, without roboports. I'm going to put this with its icons. It is intermediates. Electric engines, standard engines, save, and throw in there. Okay. Bots, build stuff. There's 500 beacons down here. Come do stuff with them. Silos can go. Oh, actually, it's something I need to... Those I will manually request. All 4 of them. Still having a problem with it. I can't see the end of blueprints. Come on. Let me have the mouse on the screen. Yeah. You can see the beacons don't quite line up. No! I've dragged the mouse literally off the screen to place it. Okay, hopefully that's right. That's right. What doesn't have its inputs? Try again, JD. I didn't mark the inputs. Or I probably did when I first made it, but then when I blueprinted it, I forgot to copy them across. Okay. So. Okay, first things first. We need to find a blueprint. We have a spare blueprint. Yep, that one will do. I guess the best place to start is towards the end of Purple Science. Which of course is shorter than Blue Science. Alright. We want that. And then actually what we want to do is we want to space these beacons out with a 1 gap in the middle. You won't overly change anything. So we do that, and we call you purple. Hell, we'll just give you a steel icon. As long as we got an icon that we can remember. Okay. And there we go, we've got a lane swapper in there somewhere as well. Okay, so let's start from the start, and we'll start replacing these one at a time. Oh, that'll offset the greens. Because greens are solid beacons. And again, I could space them out so they've got a 1 tile separation. How will that affect things? It wouldn't, but it's a lot of work. Alright, so let's go with plan B. Goodbye, blue chips. That can now go away. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. It could work, it's just a lot of hassle. And it's saving beacons and speed modules, which... Had I... It's not going to save UPS. That's the bottom line. That's probably more important. Wow, blue signal. Okay. That's definitely the more important thing to me. At the end of the day, having 2 rows of beacons because they're offset saves 0 UPS, so it can just remain as is. It's just a little bit wasteful on the beacons and the speed modules, obviously. So we want this build. And I need to be able to just see the left-hand side. Is that the right spot? I'm going to have the mouse on the screen, down a tile, up a tile, on the screen. I think that's lined up. Yep, that's lined up. Okay. So, I put belt stubs on the output. We don't actually need belt stubs on the output. But I think I also did it to try and get things shoved into these undergrounds. Now, is there a better way of doing this? That's technically a better way. Actually, I need to check my notes, because I think somebody said something about blue science. Blue science. Oh, that's right. Oh, bugger. Come back. It needed this 20-second machine. Its output swapped to the right side. Or something along those lines. So we need to investigate that. Come on. Let's just do this one at a time. It's going quicker. So this is where the problem is, in this one. Maybe. Okay, let's get this done. Come on, JD. Really? You damn bots, you stole all my belts. That one. That one. That one. Oh, that one. Mirror that to their belt. I was really proud of this build. And then I found out belt stubs on the output do nothing. Oh, there you go. Factorio, constant learning experience. There. That one. There. I didn't miss one, did I? Nope. Okay. Deliver me some belts. Thanks, bots. Problem is I really need inserters. Okay, so I need to go to machine number 22. And let's try and confirm this issue we're having with output. I must run past it. That machine. So, if you output to there, we're going to cut. No, hang on. We're going to get rid of that because you don't actually do anything. And we'll cut that one. And we're going to change you to something awesome like power poles. So, you're going to output onto the right hand side of the belt. Which is then going to side load onto there and become the top half of the belt. Okay, and then we're going to put that there. And we're going to put copy, paste. Pick up some of these power poles. Power pole. Where the hell did they go? There they are. And you also output on the right hand side of the belt. And you output onto the bottom of the belt. Yeah, there's no issue here. I built a good build. It works. Okay. So I need to put that belt back. I need to copy. No, it's going to do this. Copy that to there and to there. Remove that. Remove that. Copy a stack inserter. Put it there and there. So this one's outputting to both sides of the belt because it is in the swap. Everything else is outputting to the bottom, which then becomes the top of the belt, which then continues going along. So the only other job I need to do is I need to blueprint that with the alteration. Just gut the middle. Put that down. Okay. Robot coverage. Not even close. Let's run all the way out here again. Make sure we got 100% robot coverage. There. There. Not quite. Okay. Alright, next job. Book of blueprints. We want... Actually, I want to pick up the book. Blue science, prod science, rockets, 68 labs. That one. The unnamed one. Okay. Those robots are going to have to go. And blueprint book. So you've got to be named engines red and yellow. And again, the beacon style is different. So again, we're going to waste beaconage. And again, I really don't care. Okay, so I'm going to put a robot there. Plus a robot here. And let's put one there. Again, got to make sure I get that coverage. Okay, I'm going to need one more. Okay. So it should be able to self-build. And I'm going to need to stack more of these from the looks of it. Where do engines come out? Engines come out here. And here. Hang on. That comes out... I was going to start hooking up this spaghetti to itself, but first off, I'm short on belts. I'm really short on belts. Okay, first off, we're going to need a request a chest here with an inserter, and you're going to request all the Logibots and all the construction bots. In case something gets trashed, like those, I do want them back in the network. And this says it's got a heap of belt. Can I have more belt, please? But there's no undergrounds. Okay. Because undergrounds are really the thing I need to try and get this working. Alright. Next job. Because we've still got time. We're making great progress. Going back to my notes, we want blue sights, done. Engines. So it's pretty close, actually. Electric engines here, which is fed by a marked with a pipe currently. And lube is here. So that's close enough. I can literally belt that. So there'll be an assembler in the middle of the bus somewhere. Alright, with the pipe hooked up to it to empty and yeah. We're gonna do we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go to no silos. Now there was a rule here. I needed 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I want a space of 1 before I dump down the silos. Where'd that book go? I want that much gap. Just in case. Oh, and this doesn't have the weaving that we did. Ah, good one, JD. You altered the blueprint and forgot to save. Rebuild's fast enough. Oh, we're doing 3K out. We're going to potentially need like that. And I'm going to have to look at which side of these belts these two end up on. It's a later me problem. Okay, we don't have power here, so let's get a power grid hooked up. Yeah, easier said than done. Thanks, autosave. Let's just go with power there and power there for the moment. We're going to get a roboport. Right here, they'll do the whole build in one roboport. Down, around, up. I'm sure I used blues last time. So there. So we want stack inserter there, stack inserter there, stack inserter there, and stack inserter there. Like a little bit of belt to join that to that. Bump, 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 bump. Done. So, do we have any of those combinating things? Cool. And we give you the icon of a satellite. Okay, satellites go in there. Again, I want 3, 3, 1 space before I pop down the next build, which in theory, according to my notes, and again, compression. So, let's start with the engine build. The engine build is... That doesn't look right. The complete engine build, there we go. That'll make it look a lot more right. Has no beacons. Okay. Let's try the complete one up here that's fully ready to go. This build is 3.5, so 4, plus 2, plus 1, plus 1. And then potentially, there's always a potential I'm going to make a massive gear factory and just run all the gears up the bus on a belt. It's something I haven't decided one way or another. Again, compression. It's got that bonus. But then again, I'd have to rework parts of the bus that I'm already making gears on site. And there are some times when it's worth making gears on site. And there are other times there are not. But, engines at the end of the day is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 belts. 8 belts total input. Plus lube, 9 belts total input. That's funny, you guys don't cover the fluids. 9 belts worth of input for whatever it was output. Bugger all. Less than a belt. Because we've got max rate calculator counting belts total at the moment. For 1.2 belts out, which we're going to chew back up in. So it's 1 belt output and a half belt output. And this half belt merges with electric furnaces. To go straight into purple science. So, and then, what was the other build we just put down? The silo, which we know about. Blue science. Blue science. Again, has less compression. It's 3 belts in for 2 belts out, basically. So that's those 2 done. So we can remove that. We can remove that. We can remove that. I will take the satellite build. Now the satellite build I was looking at, and I'm like, hang on. Okay, max rate calculator. Items per minute. So this is the problem. I'm swapping between one view and the next view. You know, items per minute and items on a belt all the time. What do I want? I want... No, I'm lost. I'm lost on what I was doing. Okay, so from memory you use 2 belts of green circuits in for a belt of the other, the other 2. We don't actually need the extra production. 2 belts of green circuits in will do the job. And in fact, this is express transport belts. This says this guy uses almost 4 solid belts of iron and a lot of belts of, and a lot of gears. All right. In actual fact, that's to run that machine far, far, far too fast. We should be able to siphon off the green circuits off the solar panel build. Bring just a touch of iron. And I'm actually hoping I can steal the iron off... I was actually hoping I could convert iron back to steel, which would have just solved my problem entirely. I think we can pull the extra production off grey science, and that's why it was the satellites, high-tech, and then grey. But we're going to bring this satellite build down anyway, because it needs to be done. It might need some alterations. In fact, I'm very, very sure a lot of these builds will need alterations. Sat a light. Done. Because I like correct spelling. Alright. We're gonna... Nope. Yeah, we are gonna go there. We're gonna rotate that around. And I am lining these up with the last build. There's a good chance that's a pointless exercise. And my bus is going to be too big at some point. So I'm going to have to shrink builds or move builds further to left over and over and over to make sure they fit in. Yeah, there's no power there, railroad port. Add a railroad port there. Add a railroad port there. Add a railroad port here in the middle somewhere. Okay, that's not going to happen without some serious... Without some blue underground. So I'll just punch a hole in this for the moment and I'll underground it later. That goes there. That goes there. All these extra railroad ports get ripped up again. 2. Excellent. You've got coverage. Cool. Alright. So, this is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. We've got so far down the build. We're looking at high-tech next, and then grey science, and then batteries, brick, rocket control units, so on and so forth down. So we are making good progress. Right at the moment, the next thing I need to do is I need to go take the train for another trip around the block and pick up more resources and get them down here and try and convince this base to keep building itself. So I'm going to leave it here. I will see you guys in the next episode where we get a couple more builds down. Till then, I hope you're enjoying. As I said before, the likes, the shares right, on the videos are always appreciated, but if you can really push it for these last couple, I will share all the major blueprints I'm using along with a save file. I will throw in a save file as well. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye!